Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. Um, Before I actually take off, I do have some news, which is that this game, just as well as the games other people are playing, is currently affected by something called, well, it's a bug. We call it a pathing bug. And what it basically does is when you have a train line set up doing multiple stops, there is a chance that instead of heading to the right spot, like let's just say this is the first stop, versus rest, and the train has to go to Amsterdam cargo. From that point on to Van Wijk terminal. But what it actually does is moving on up to Hamburg, and at that point turn around, go to Van Wijk, pass it, head to Amsterdam and get to Van Dijk, or pass it and instead turn around here, Groningen, Baanholze stop, then coming back at Van Dijk and start loading. That's what we call as players, and I think it's even called by the dev like that, the pathing bug. What it does is simply adjusting the pathing in a way that trains are doing much longer over a route and whatever. The current solution the players have is to remove the entire line and set it up again, or what I'm usually doing, add a new train and remove the faulty one. So what does that mean for me? Well, basically it means that there's a big chance I'm going to have a lack of income. Because if a train like this one with the meat is traveling from Hamburg, why it's actually not moving the way I want it to. It's moving from Hamburg to Amsterdam, but not stop in Amsterdam, but instead turn around at one of the other stations, make the move again, and then go back. Yeah, as you can see, the condition of the locomotive is already at 46%. So it should have done an upgrade here, and it hasn't even done that. So this one is probably affected by the path bug. Went from Hamburg to a station, went back, went again to Hamburg, went back, all those things. So that's the bad news. Stay at that screen. Don't you dare to change it. That's one of the things I have to face. So the plan I had, yeah, I think I know what's going on. That's going on. Image wasn't exactly at the right angle. The other thing I plan to do is setting up the passenger and express service from Amsterdam. It's still not doing what it should do because I'm pointing to the left and it's heading to. So it has somewhere a train selected. And isn't heading in the right direction. Oh well, I'm not going to bother with that. I can change that later. The plan I had is to set up the rest of my circular route. Kassel, Frankfurt, Worms, and like I said, from Amsterdam, no, goods from Amsterdam on. Oh, crap, that doesn't work. This does work. The thing is, should I go to Nancy and then Luxembourg, Cologne, Eindhoven? Because as you can see, the AI has dropped a station here, making things pretty hard. Or I can go Worms, and it depends a bit at the height lines. Nancy, no, Worms skip Nancy, and instead Worms pass through here, pass through that area, because we have this mining area. I have to get that farm at some point, but I can adjust that by adding it on the line. So Worms, then around this way, Cologne, Eindhoven, with another station over here, and one here, and split something off so I can actually start supplying cities with logs. Yeah, it's almost as if something is not working the way it should with the WASD or cursor keys. So there's another bug, probably related. I will report that later. We got 148k. I have that part already done. We need 540 for the Rhine province, 508 for Hesse-Nassau, and 600 for, so that's about 1.6, 1.7k at least. Let's do that. Then there's my research. I've been doing some calculations. 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14. That doesn't work. 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, 18, 20, 22, 2,200. If I divide that by 60, I'm ending up in 36.6 something month. So that's 37 month. Currently January, 36 is 3 years from now, is 1838 plus 1 month is February 1838. No, because I already have 60 points, but either January or February 1838, I have everything researched I can possibly research for this era. After that, I start collecting points, which is very useful because that means I can unlock several of the technologies up here, especially that one. Although I'm not certain if it's a good idea to have rural stations with hotels. I prefer to have them in cities, but we'll see. That's better. That's better. Those two are nice because with the speed compared to him, I can actually produce some fast transport. But for express, the Firefly will be the one we use for quite some time. Anyway, 37 months before research is done. Then we also have this. That's not a problem. That task is going to be finished. I don't think this is going to work. I have 5 years for that. So I'd say let's go. There's one final comment about the pathing bug. If it starts to play up too much, causing too many problems, I will actually pause this gaming session until the bug is resolved and continue. That may, not telling it will, but it may end with several weeks of pause in this gaming session, and that means that everybody has 1 day off. Depending on how you look at things. Not sure if the AI is affected by that bug, by the way. And did she just... Yeah, she did. Bitch. So that means Worms Nancy is out of the question anyway. That also means that I should...
I know you've been here before me, but I need that rural connection.
Where? Oh, there. Well, in that case...
Aren't you surprised? Nope.
Oh, shut up. Because eventually I will make money out of it. Schwerin is making beer, so he needs that terminal. Like it or not. Just a minor setback on buying this part. Another thing about the pathing bug, I think that's going to be the main theme for today. All of this kind of discussions and information about the pathing bug.
My spy has been nosing around in your research department a bit.
Good. I hope he found something for you. You're not using it anyway. Another thing about the pathing bug, it seems that it hits trains doing, for instance, an A, B, A, C, A, D connection, like the ones I have to supply. So Amsterdam, this is A, then B, then off to Eindhoven, for instance, is C, then back to B, then to D, to B, to E, etc. Those are hit more often with the pathing bug as the ones who do an A, B, C, D, etc. route. If that's true, if that's indeed happening, it means that as soon as I have the circular route from Amsterdam, Groningen, etc., Hanover, Gütersloh, Kassel, Frankfurt, Worms, then Cologne, Eindhoven, if I have that one running,
Not bad. Another step done.
that's the Paris task most likely. Le Mans Station. That's him. which doesn't make sense because it's come from here. So as you can see, this one is hit by that bug, hence the breakdown. Now let's see which task. That one, good. About a year in advance. Hey, now it's working. 508 still. That also means, to continue about the pathing bug, that my express trains, which are currently doing routes like Amsterdam, Eindhoven, Brussels, Lille, Paris, and the one from Amsterdam, Groningen, Bremen, Hamburg, etc., that it's possible that that train won't have any problems the moment I start working at the circle route I want to work at. What to do. I need to check a little bit. The cargo station is on top. Okay. That's the first one I'm going to do. Where's the meat factory? Over there. Excellent. $33 on freight, 62. How it changes. Yeah, it looks like the passenger and freight trains are hit hardest. I think like this. Like that, so I can put it here.
A new train station in this city? I can't wait to see if that works.
Ha! You'd be surprised. Guidelines, let's see. I was afraid of that. That's the cheapest solution, okay. As soon as I've got the double track built for this one, I will adjust the line and add another train to it. Come to think of it, I may have to add a boost to all my trains. So that means losing 2 cars in exchange for 25% income. So basically 6 cars would give me similar income as 8 cars would do. Question is, however, is that netto or brutto income? Gross. If it's a net, there isn't much of a problem. If that's a gross income, it may actually be a problem. Netherlands, Nederlanden, Deutschland, or Nederland, Duitsland, or Netherlands, Germany, whatever you want. Hanover. Hanover to bit slow. Skip one. Bit slow to Kassel or to Mangold. Mangold. Mangold to Kassel. From Kassel to Gütersloh. Gütersloh, 2 stops. Barnickel. Barnickel. Hanover. No, Ludwig. Bremen. Yep, that's it. Gütersloh. No mail. But at this one, that's going to cost me how much? 40. And I want another train. So let's Barnickel. Ah, yeah, I know why. I know why. No. I need a maintenance station over here. So I could actually use a rural station to transfer passengers instead of a city. So instead of Hanover using this drop off a restaurant over here, problem solved. No, not a restaurant, a hotel, and problem solved, making extra income. But I don't think that it would outweigh income I currently make on doing something similar on May stations. Maybe at some point I can actually drop a third station inside the city, set that for post mail, and having maintenance over there, which means I can remove the maintenance requirements in rural stations for my express mail lines. Then use the old express station I'm currently using for passengers only. Remove the post office and put the restaurant and the other one over there. Like, what is it here? Gütersloh. We have a restaurant and a market hall. Market hall is giving me 10%. The restaurant is giving me 25%, 15%. So that's 25% for passengers. I will need this one, by the way. Let's do that first. No, I don't have the maintenance station here. I do have the maintenance depot. So it's Kassel I need to work at. Restaurant 15, market hall 10, so that's 25%, and having the post office 20% with a maintenance depot at another station later. Yeah, that may work. I don't need that one. I need this one. $48, $57, okay. See, this one has to go to Hamburg and is completely off track. That one is being loaded. And Hamburg has to go to Ludwig. Okay, that one's working. But number one is completely off track, which explains why maintenance. Hang on a sec. To 11, okay. I need to do that. DK profit a week. It's pretty good actually. But 66% use. Not yet. What I did want to do, add a third train than this, 159. Yeah, sorry for the big arrows, but that's because of showing what the route is like, as you can see. Just not the way I made it, but the way, as some people say, the crows fly. What does it mention? Hanover, Gütersloh, Kassel, Gütersloh, Hanover, Bremen. Ah, yeah, that's why. Maybe I should do this for the time being. Now it doesn't show any problems. That's number 2, heading to Hanover, that works fine. And number 3, as you can see, caboose. And it looks like that. %. This will take quite some time to get everything done the way it should. Not mistaken, this one is heading back to Amsterdam. When that's right, that means one problem is solved. I can actually start focusing at the next part of the journey. Well, at least my income is working nicely. Castle, very well. And this one is heading into the wrong direction. It should go that way, but after this stop, it actually moved into. So there's always one train doing the wrong trip. Oh well. Hauptbahnhof. No, that one. Railway buildings. The other way around. Skip 2. Actually, skip 3. And as always, I make sure the grid irons are actually set at different distances, at least for the same the tracks next to each other, to make sure that I know which is what. So Hauptbahnhof Vracht, come together, Frankfurt. Haupt on the outside, Vracht on the inside. That's not too bad because of him and him. And I actually think Worms pass through here to him, maybe make a loop. That would certainly make everything a little bit more interesting. It certainly will make things more interesting. Let's do that. Constructed. Don't think so. Water supply, no. We need water. 28k. Okay. 22 more months. 48. So for Kassel, I've got meat production. That means cattle to Kassel. Then I'm going over to the grain, back to the beer. No, another grain, beer, back, logs, back, and eventually Frankfurt for the clothing. That's a lot of stations, which would give me headaches. Maybe to lift it up a bit up here. Up there. Think of this. Think about how things went in earlier episodes when I was just struggling to get money and build and get connections done. And look at how things are going right now. I've got my second city connected already. Okay, we're 42 minutes in, but still. Zooming out because that's when the money comes in. Well, even at slow the money comes in, but when zoomed out money comes in a lot faster. So 1 million less income. Yeah, that's because I have a million higher. 600,000 expensive more. Well, that doesn't completely explain the 1.1, but that's because of the track bug, the pathing bug. I am, however, catching up on her pretty fast right now. $51 and stock price $5.39, 50 lines, 79 trains, 17 lines, 31 trains. So I'm actually being more effective as she is. 175 wagons, 311, that's double. Route length 9.6, 9.7, so that's similar. 42 stations, 2 factories, 8 rural. 50 stations, 15 factories, 7 rural. 16 cities connected, 12 cities connected, 20 rural, 40 rural. She's going down at some point. Here will be next. Now we got these. I can buy, I can sell. Currently nothing. So if I want to do this, I have to check this each and every day. This is a good point to sell. And as you can see, currently I'm getting 1.3, so no. I haven't been doing this. It's never been in a task to it should be a task to own a certain amount of shares, or when you have shares, buy. This is the industrial, that's the transportation, but I'm not sure on which one it's done. But as you can see, it's going down. So the moment India DLC was released and the passing bug stroke, so maybe the AI is having a problem with that too, this is going down. Raw materials, however, is going up a bit. Should report those here. But there's never been a task where you have to own a certain amount of stocks or whatever. Bonds are loans, and my advice, if you play this game, stay away from these as much as possible, because you're paying a lot of money. You're getting nice 2.66 million, and in the end, after 81 weeks, you haven't not just pay back the 2.66 million in one go, but every 3 months you also have 7% interest. So 7% of 266, 1% is 2,660. So each month you're paying about 14. Well, let's round it up because it's not full that in the point 3. 15 to 60,000 in interest for the next 81 weeks. 81 weeks is 52 is a year, 30 weeks, so that's about a year and a half. A bit over a year and 30 weeks, August, September. So about a year and 9 months, you're paying each quarter 15 to 16,000 extra. Plus you need to have this. So it's nice to invest, but no, don't do it. It's throwing money away. Unless you're sure that you're able to get a lot of income from it, then it may be possible, but even then, pick the less amount. Never do a double bond. Never. If you need a lot of money and what you need is like those two combined, which is by the way 2.8, then pick the 2.6. That's better, because you'll be screwed. No, I don't need this. We need 87. Now it's waiting for the high number again, because I need the 80 for the workshop, maintenance stuff, and I need La Rochelle. So she is still buying stuff. Well, lady, I'm unable to do anything in your regions, so for the time being. The thing is, 600,000 for Baden, that's when I'm not even going. So most of it. Plus, that farm is here. So the question is, should I actually put worms on my list? And the more I think about it, the more I'm being like, perhaps not. Kassel, Frankfurt. I want this, and that means I have to go through this, because through the mountains is going to be very expensive. Next station. And I have to keep an eye on the height lines right now. You could soon see why. Not even going to use this station for a while. Oh well, never mind. At least this part of the tracks is done. Now let's get that supply to Castle going. We'll need that's already 79 and I haven't even started the route yet. Castle vracht. Dit is slow vracht. Castle vracht. Nee. No. Castle. Yeah, I need to do this. Het is slow vracht. Panical. Castle. He'll go here to Castle and I can get to him to Castle. Meet. Good to slow grain to Castle, and from that point on I don't need to pick up the meat. Our last station will head to always add numbers because there's always another train coming on the route at some point. Confirm. That one runs. Next, Frankfurt. First passenger. That one. We do have research, by the way. G&M American. Now I've got a problem. Or not. No, I don't have a problem. I skipped this one. And I put this one in first. The reason, 5% extra income for mailbags. Well, if I do this, I have to replace all my cargo trains. So this one comes later. Let's drop down stations in Frankfurt. The cargo stations are located on top, on bottom. Bummer. Night lines, double bummer. That's funny. If I place the station like this... Ah, no, of course. It does make sense. And this is exactly what I was trying to avoid. Let's see how it looks like. That one. And that one. And I need a second station for cargo. As well as the tracks. I'm not going to finish that big route today. But I'm certainly going to get quite far today. Yep, she's doing it again. Doesn't matter. Eventually I will buy everything. But the most annoying thing for me is not that the AI is able to do this, but that the AI is able to do this because they don't have the concessions. Basically, each and every time there's an auction in another region, I have to buy the concession, spending X hundred thousand in finance, and then on top of that, the auction price. While the AI is like, oh, look at that. I'm from Spain, but there's a brewery for sale in Poland. Let's buy it. Bang. Does it make sense? That's the only thing that really doesn't make sense to me. And that's really annoying me. Of course, if it wasn't there in the game, the AI would have been significantly weaker as the player is. But even at that point, well, players make mistakes. That's one thing. She's able to buy stuff in regions she isn't even in, only to piss me off, and in a way it's working. So, yes, in a way it is bugging me a lot. Anyway, I need to go on here. First of all, I need another refreshing station. Put it in between here. And when that's done, I need another train station for Frankfurt. With the question coming up. Should I? No, I think I know how I'm going to do that. Thing is, I need to make sure that the connection between this and Frankfurt are actually ending up in a way that's useful for me. And the only way to do that is, the game already helps me with that, to set up a longer distance for a 4-track gridiron. Actually, if I'm smart, which I am, no, which I claim to be, let's be honest. I need a minimal distance for this. Let's try it again because I didn't check which part to which part of my fingers I was using. Right, outside. Up to there, okay. It's going to be close. Built. $132, okay. Frankfurt, so. Still thinking I'm making an error. I had to check Google Translate for that. It's been way too long since I've been using the German language for writing and speaking. So I'm not certain if it's one F or two F. I know it's a long O, and I think having a single letter is the long O. H is also adding a longer sound. But I will see. It's getting more interesting when we're hitting Eastern Europe, the eastern part of Europe as they prefer to call it, where I have to use Polish, Czech, Slovakian, and when I go to the south, the Baltic languages. When I go into Italy, Italian. The French we've already seen. Switzerland is actually, I think it's trilingual, which means I can use German, French and Italian. My guess depends at which part of Switzerland it's in. That is 4 tracks. Reason is obvious. Do I have to explain? Yeah, of course I have to explain. Train coming from here. Let's put the maintenance station up. Maintenance depot. Train comes in, enters cargo, and then is able to leave over the tracks for the rest. Williams is doing meat. Cologne is doing So if I make a double connection, think, listen, if I make a double connection, I can go south to Worms, then those two along him to Cologne, but that also gives me an easier opportunity to supply Frankfurt with beer. The other solution is getting the beer from Gütersloh. I do need sugar. Time to check the flow of goods. Sugar for Frankfurt. Same thing works here. So this station is able to supply Hamburg, Bremen, Hanover, Gütersloh, Groningen. For Frankfurt, however, that one is too far away. Or is it? No, those are the stations it can connect to. Or maybe it is connecting to. There's no sugar here. Yeah, up here. Not connected. First of all, castle supply. Heading to Laas. Castle vracht. Frankfurt vracht. Castle vracht. This one. Not. That one does. Next, new train. Freight. No refrigerator yet. Frankfurt vracht. Actually drop that off in Gütersloh. Back to Frankfurt. And then we're going off on the big let's get everything else trip. Frankfurt. 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 So, that's done. Nice. Nice. This is really important. That basically means that I got the #1 railroad. Even if others are more wealthy, I have the #1 railroad. Next week's goal, because I won't be able to make it, is getting the 636 and the 540, so the 1200 needed to unlock those two regions to make sure I'm able to block this lady off. Because she's here right now. And it's possible she will go that direction. won't adjust my trains because I haven't done the mail train. I should adjust my mail train as a matter of fact. I could do that actually and adjust the route of the passenger train as well. I also need another train for the express. That one. Kassel. First Frankfurt. From Frankfurt I need to Kassel, Frankfurt. Gütersloh. No, Kassel. Then Gütersloh, etc. Yeah. Hanover, Hamburg, Bremen. Yeah, that's the only one where I have 3 stations. But I try to do 2 stops rural for maintenance, 2 stops rural for maintenance. And with that, I noticed it works pretty well because I can actually skip a station at some point. Confirm. Now let's see where they are. Okay, Banholzer. This one is coming into Banholzer, so no problem. And that one is off to Kassel from Barnickel, which is a problem because Kassel is up there. Mail car. A lot more adjustments. Bremen, Hamburg, Hanover. Just all of this. Hanover. Bremen, Hanover. Ludwig, Hanover. Gütersloh. Kassel. Frankfurt. Olsen. Kassel. Gütersloh. Barnickel. Hanover. Hamburg. Ludwig. Bremen. Groningen. Once this route is working completely the way it should, as in being a complete circular route, we're going to ride along on it. Full episode long. With the occasional jumping out or off. That should be okay, but I'm afraid this one is heading. No, it isn't. Oof. Or maybe it is. But we're going to do a full trip, hopefully without the pathing bug. And it will probably cost an entire... It will probably take an entire episode, we'll see. But I'm sure that if the pathing bug isn't working, isn't there, I'm sure it's going to be a very nice trip to actually look at it. Plus, I can set up the same routes in the other direction. So from Amsterdam, Eindhoven, Cologne, through here, Worms, Frankfurt. Maybe I'm going to do that route instead of this one. Anyway, 100 points done. For now, thanks for watching. Next week we're going to get that 600 and 500 to get the last two regions unlocked and make sure that I'm able to cut her off over here, at least for this part, and concentrate on the other task, making the 30% stock. I will also start focusing at getting the industries, because everything else, I don't think that's too much of a problem except for this one. But we'll see. Even the 26 cities won't be too much of a problem. But once I have this big route over here going, it will be a lot easier for me. And I can focus at the AI. So for then, up to then, I'd say thank you for watching. I do hope you've been enjoying it. I did. Simple because, like I said, things are actually going better. Now I've got a better income. I'm not able to defeat the AI in auctions yet, so I have to leave industries to this Lady Ward, but it won't be long before I'm able to compete her. So we'll see. Next week we're going into Baden-Württemberg. For now, thanks for watching and hope to see you next week. Have a good week. See you then. Goodbye.